What's up, guys? How's it going? I'm back for now what is this? Day four, I believe, of the 8 days of the Maldives honeymoon strategies. We've been going over little bits and pieces of what we talked about in episode 200 of the Serious Sellers podcast about different strategies. That's the Maldives honeymoon strategies, is what we called it. That's not like some official name from Amazon or anything. It's just something we made up. And again, it's not some exact formula where, hey, do this and you are guaranteed to get to page one position one and make $1 million. No, it's nothing like that. But it's kind of like uh the culmination of a year-long study I did, kind of like to try and help make Amazon launches a little bit more cost effective. And I shared the results in that episode. And we're going to go over today is day four. We're going to go over day four of what that is. And we're going to be talking today also about the when you actually launch, what keywords you choose to launch for. In day one, we talked about, I believe, the title. We talked about, or day one, actually, day two was about the title. Day one, if you guys check back on the video, we talked about how you wait to launch your product or to start the ASIN until within 20, you can make sales within 24 hours. So, not creating it way, months before you have the product ready. And day three, we talked a little bit more about title, keyword, phrase, strategy. So today we're going to be talking about how to actually launch keywords at the same time. Now, it's actually interesting. I recorded that podcast in the Maldives. This is my room back there in the Maldives when I went there about over a month ago now. Yeah, it's like over a month ago, I think. A month and a half ago. And since then, I've actually launched a another product, another project 5K one, and I use the Maldives method. And let me just show you really quick what the results were. All right, this is something I just launched last week, like 10 days ago, 10 or 11 days ago. Let me see if I can share my screen here at this screenshot. Take a look here. This is a keyword that has 4,500 monthly searches. All right, 4,500 monthly searches. I launched on the 16th of December. Wasn't ranking at all. All right. Um, did six search find buys, five or six? Trying to think. I think it was only six search find buys over 3 days. Take a look. 4,500 searches. Got to page one, position one in 3 days using the Maldives method. Here's another one. This is a post that was just, I saw this, was it 15 hours ago? You can actually see this in the Helium 10 users group, or Helium 10 members. I got an old product to rank in spot one with the Maldives honeymoon. All right. Here he was talking about how he added the keywords to the title and he got page one, position one on a few keywords. So I love seeing these cases where people are actually putting this to use. Nothing in Amazon is guaranteed. We all know that. But it's great to see that people have been trying it and it's been working for a lot of these cases. So that's awesome to see. Now, before we get into today's strategy, I'm going to tell you what this broadcast is brought to you by. But in the meantime, go ahead and make sure to give a thumbs up on wherever you're watching this video, and let me know in the comments where you guys are actually from right now. All right. Now, as part of this, we have two offers. I'm going to get into the Maldives honeymoon in a little bit, but we have two offers. The first one is 25% off 2 months of Helium 10. All right. So you get 2 months of Helium 10, 25% off, either the platinum or the diamond plan, plus 2 free months of Freedom Ticket Extra. That is normally $77 a month. That's our coaching program where you can ask questions to myself, Kevin King, Karen Thomas, Barkis, Vince, and more experts that we have on the panel there. So that's a total $200 worth of value. All right. Because you're getting like $50 off of 2 months total. And you're getting $155 worth of value from Freedom Ticket Extra. So if you guys want to take advantage of that, that's for new members or people who are just free or on the a la carte plan or something. Right down here, you'll see the URL h10.me/buy, as in buy 2020. And then we have anybody who sees that ad here on these live broadcasts. Remember, if you're in week or in month 2, you can reach out to customer service, and we got a like extra added bonus for you. You can either get my personal sourcing agent in China, or who I get all my products from, like who I get to find all my products, or you can get a one-on-one consultation with Karen Thomas for your listing. Like, let's say you're already selling on Amazon, you've got a listing, you want her to give it a once over. She can do that live with you one-on-one. All right. Now, we have another special test that I'm doing, and that's a different promotion. So if you guys want to take advantage of this, this is only for 100% brand new people to Amazon and to Helium 10. All right. So you've never sold a product on Amazon before. You haven't had a Helium 10 account before. Use the code Bradley10. It's only 10% off. However, it's part of a trial run we're doing where you can get into a private Slack group as long as we have 50 people in it. Private Slack group where it's going to be kind of like an on-ramp. That's what I'm calling it. That's not even an official Helium 10 name. I just made that up. And the reason I call it on-ramp is kind of like, hey, when you're on a freeway or an expressway, the on-ramp is where you pick up speed. So the goal of this is we would love to help you guys get to the point where you can order your first product within 60 days. All right. So we're going to have different challenges along the way to keep you motivated, like helping you like, hey, everybody who starts their Amazon seller account by this date, you get a free Helium 10 shirt. Or if you show our team, myself and Barkus and the others, 5 different product opportunities that you found that we can help you whittle down, you get maybe a month free of Helium 10. There's going to be different like little plans in there too. So it's only 10% off. And that's a Bradley 10. So again, that's only if you have never sold on Amazon and you're completely new to Helium 10. Or maybe, you had Helium 10 like months and months ago and never sold on Amazon and canceled or something, you would qualify too. We keep these very narrow because it's kind of like, we want to have a test on something if this is a program that maybe we can expand out in the future. Now, here's the thing. I've already heard of some people say, hey, I signed up 2 weeks ago. Can I sign up for this? Or I signed up, 8 months ago. We always have different plans. And I know, some people feel left out or something, but there's different plans. And that's just all I can say about it. 8 months ago, if you signed up, even if you never sold on Amazon, you got specials that nobody else got, like who signs up now. Like, remember when COVID first started, we had that business relief fund where people hadn't sold on Amazon or whose sales went down. I forgot what it was, but we gave you like 2 free months of Helium 10 or 80% off. It was something crazy like that. No, nobody now can get that. So, you still have advantage. Everybody, depending on when they sign up, there's always different specials and different things. So don't feel bad. If this actually works, it might be a program that will expand out so that you can take advantage of in the future. So, but again, for this exact one, we want a very specific kind of customer who has never sold on Amazon before, nor had a full Helium 10 account. Because if you've had a Helium 10 account for 2 weeks, for a month already, you've probably done a lot of training. We don't want that. We want like completely fresh people just for this. All right. So again, if you're interested in that one, that's Bradley 10. All right. Let's get into today's training. Now, let me take this code off here. First of all, let's give some shout outs here. Let's see. Facebook user. By the way, when you see this word Facebook user, that means you didn't click. There's this little thing you need to click above. All right. So look, if you're on Facebook, above in the description, expand it out. And there's a link that you can hit at the bottom of the description. I think it's streamyard.com/Facebook so I can see your name. All right. Monica. Bradley, you bloody legend. No, that's kind of a British accent. That's not an Australian accent. Bradley, you bloody legend. G'day from Australia. Is that better? Yeah, I don't know why I was giving a British accent, Monica. You got to help me out with that. Let's see. Blaze Topia. Oh, see, here's exactly what I was talking about. Blaze Topia says, hey, I've been signed up with Helium 10 Platinum for 2 months, but I haven't launched any products. Is there a way I can join the 60-day train? No, that's not for you, but we've got the other programs for you. Freedom Ticket Extra is probably a better bet for you. So I would go for the other special if you don't have any coupons right now. But don't worry, Blaze Topia. If this test works, it might be something that we expand out that other people can take advantage of too. But I love the enthusiasm, Blaze Topia. And I love the name. Sakir says, hey, Bradley from Pakistan. By the way, anybody from Pakistan on the call today? I'm going to be going there in 2021, part of another deal. So I might be meeting a lot of you guys who are part of the enablers program soon. Another from Australia. That's why I do it at different times of day, because right now it's daytime in Australia. So I figured it'd be a good time. Hey, Bradley, we got Amsterdam in the house. Celso from Los Angeles. Syed from Pakistan. More Pakistan. Mohammed, how's it going? Zubair from the UK. My favorite English accent is the South African accent. So we've got Facebook user. I don't even know who you are because you didn't click the link, Facebook user. All right. All right. Let's get into today's training. Okay. Another aspect that we talked about in the Maldives honeymoon launch strategy is not just focusing on one keyword when you are doing your initial launch. If you are doing like heavy PPC, if that's your strategy, or you're doing search, find, buy. So let's just talk about it from search, find, buy. So the traditional sometimes, way that people do it is like, let's say you've got a egg tray, right? So I'm going to go ahead and send 20 units of search, find, buy to the keyword egg tray because I want to get to page 1 of the egg tray. And then I get to page 1 there. I'm like, ooh, yay. Let me go ahead and try another keyword now. All right. What I suggest doing is grouping these promotions to minimum 2, maximum 5. Or I mean, there's no real maximum. It depends on your budget, right? But minimum 2 to 4 is the sweet spot for me. Different keywords all at the same time. All right. So I'm stacking up the search, find, buys here. Not the same customers who are searching and finding buy. They're different customers, but these are simultaneous promotions. Or again, it'll still work with PPC if like your launch strategy is just like hitting a few select keywords like super hard. That would work too. So here's how it works. So the example I gave in episode 200 of the podcast is, let's say it's like egg holder is one of the keywords. All right. So I would target egg holder. And then let's say another, keyword is like egg holder for kitchen. It has that egg holder in it. I would target that one at the same time. And then maybe another one would be egg tray for kitchen. All right. And then another keyword would be ceramic egg tray. So there's like 4 different keywords I'm targeting. But here's the thing. I try and get keywords that feed off of each other. All right. So egg holder for kitchen. Makes sense, right? Egg tray for kitchen, right? Those two go together. And then egg tray for kitchen kind of ties into the egg holder for kitchen. It's just one word different. So you're sending all these signals that these related keywords are relevant to you. And remember, this works when there's established keywords. If this was a brand new from day one, fidget spinner, and then there's this other related keyword, Amazon doesn't know it's related yet, but egg holder, egg tray, these are established keywords. And then so what happens is Amazon knows, due to all the data it has from searches, in PPC, etc. They're obviously tracking. You look at the bottom of Amazon searches right now, it'll even give you related Amazon searches because it's tracking these things about one seller or one buyer who searches for this. They might search for this, or a product that has this keyword. They're also doing well for this keyword, right? So if you have that data and you can find the keywords that are related to each other, launch for 4 different keywords at the same time with a lot less than what you would have to do if you were just doing it strictly on one keyword. And what happens is the success kind of stacks on each other. All right. So you're sending multiple signals to Amazon that, hey, I am relevant and to buyers for this keyword. So hopefully I'm relevant to you, Amazon, for this keyword, for egg holder for kitchen, for egg tray for kitchen, for ceramic egg holder, ceramic egg tray. There's a 6 keyword search, find, buy that I can do. And instead of having to give away 20 at a time, for each of those, if I did it by itself, I'm giving away maybe like 8 here and 8 there and 7 here and 5 here. So overall, I'm saving tons of money because the hope is that Amazon's algorithm understands that these are related keywords. And it usually does. I've never had it not know that it's related if the keyword is actually in it. Egg holder for kitchen. Like I have never not had that work, this strategy. Now, where it sometimes is a stretch is if it's egg holder for kitchen and egg tray for kitchen, Well, tray is a little bit different, word, and it's not exactly the exact same phrase, but I would say 8 times out of 10, usually, especially if I've done my homework, Amazon relates those keywords as well, so I get that effect. All right, so that's today's lesson from the Maldives honeymoon. Let's go ahead and answer any questions you guys have, either about these specials that we have with Helium 10, or of course, what you've been seeing with Maldives honeymoon launches, or anything we've talked about in the last 4 days. Let's see who we have on here. Harvey says, thanks, Bradley. What's going on? We've got Alim from India, Syed from Ukraine. Let's see. Somebody says, fix your mic. My mic should be working, right? Everybody can hear me, right? Let's see. We got Craig from Scotland. Should we be running PPC from launch on the day keyword, or PPC from launch day on the keywords with really high search volume that we are targeting with Maldives honeymoon? I mean, if you are targeting a word for Maldives honeymoon, you absolutely should have it for PPC. I mean, that's part of the way that you might get search find by. If you have a high search volume keyword, there's a good chance that you're not just naturally going to be in the top 306. Now, if you're using the Maldives method and you put it in your title, there's a chance that you'll be, without anything, in the top 306, and then somebody could do search find by. But what if it's a really competitive keyword? I probably wouldn't have launched for it if it's a competitive keyword, but we're just playing devil's advocate here. And you're not in the top 306 without doing anything. Well, what's the only way that somebody can search, find, and buy? Yes, you could use a two-step URL. And if you want to do that, no problem with that. But if you want to stick to that search, find, buy, the only way that somebody can search, find, and buy it is if it's showing up in PPC. And to do that, you've got to have a campaign on that keyword. All right, let's see here. Celso says, if I have a diamond account, can I still get the one-on-one? Yes. Are you saying, Celso, if you just sign up for a brand new diamond account using one of those coupons? By the way, yeah, those coupons work for either diamond or platinum. Yeah, it's the same bonuses go for either of those. Yes. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. All right, let me just check my microphone, make sure I'm on the right microphone here. Yeah, I am on the microphone. All right, what other questions here? Chris from SG, I'm assuming that's Singapore. What's up? Harvey from Down Under. More Pakistan in the house. I love it. I love it. Facebook user says 12:28 on Sunday, and he's at it. Yep, 12:28 a.m. on Sunday. And Facebook user, you didn't click the link I told you to so that I can see your name. Tahir says, now it's good. Somebody else is having trouble with audio? What in the world? More Pakistan in the house. I love it. I love it. Ugur says, hello from Turkey. What's going on? All right, here we go. Zubair says, when you go, weren't you just on Facebook? You're on YouTube and Facebook? What's going on here? When you go for 20 units over 6 days, for example, are you increasing the amount with each day? Oh, that's a great question. 2 on first day, 4 on second day, etc. That's actually something I'm not sure I even talked about, but yes, that's personally what I do. Now, I haven't done enough tests to say, oh, I get 73.2% better results when I do it this way. No, I have no idea. But just to me, it's logical that it would work. And that's why I've just been doing it automatically. I'm going to give away the same amount totally anyways. So to me, like if I'm giving away 2 units per day for like 8 days or 5 days, to me, that doesn't seem natural, And again, I am not saying I know the Amazon algorithm. I don't. Nobody knows the Amazon algorithm exactly. But to me, just from a logical standpoint, it makes sense to have it go increase or even switch the number. So, if it's like 8, I'll do day 1, I'll do 1 day 2, 2 day 3, 3 on day 4, things like that. So yeah, good question. That's just what I do. Oh my goodness. I hate this program sometimes, guys. I'm sorry. Like it takes away everybody's questions all of a sudden. So I got to go finding it here. Here we go. Celso says, "What's too high of an A cost for keywords?" When we're talking about launch, I I'm not sure. Like I wouldn't say there's necessarily something that's too high. Like if you see something that's like 200 or 300%, well, obviously at any time that might be considered too high. You're losing too much money. But when you first launch a product, you got to plan that you're going to lose money on PPC. That's just usually how it works in a launch. Now, if it's a mature product, make sure that you're looking at your tacos. You could do that in ads for Celso. I believe you said you had the diamond plan. Make sure you're looking at your tacos, your total ACOS, not just your ACOS. If I'm looking strictly at ACOS, I always set a target. This is just me. This is not some magic number. I just put a target for 30%. All right. But I also take a look at my total ACOS as well. And do you already know you want to go for 20 search find buys over 6 days, or do you take each day as it comes? Yes, I always kind of target a number before I start and I stick to it. I never adjust. Personally, I never adjust midway. Even if I get to the position higher, it's not like I turn it off. So I kind of study what the CPR number is. I kind of see how old is my listing. I look at the competition. I look at how many people have it in their keywords, and then I just kind of come up with a educated Maldives number. All right. Now I don't have like I said, this is not a formula, so I don't have a formula yet, for this, but that's what I do. And I stick to it. I stick to it. Even if I get to like that one I just showed you guys. I actually got to page 1 on what was that? Day 2 of that listing. You guys saw that, remember? Day 2 of that listing, I got to page 1, position 1. I didn't stop it. I still kept it going like 2 more days, what I originally said, because it's not going to hurt. All right, let me see. Look at this long question here. Trying to get me to answer a long question. You can't click on that link either. Oh my goodness. Who is this Facebook user? All right. Do you think launching FBM from day 1 and creating the listing that day is way better than FBA launches with a listing created months ahead in order to get a FN SKU with a suppress, et cetera, et cetera? Yes. Yes. I've tested that maybe 30 times, I would say, myself. Or what, people I know. However, that being said, remember in the original podcast episode, I did say that it's not 100%. I gave an example of a Helium 10 member in our Facebook group, Anto. Anto did what you're saying, and it worked for her, where she still got some Maldives love. But for me, it's like, I would say, I'm trying to think, it was like 50% of the time, like it went down 50%. The effectiveness when I did the other way. All right. So when I did the other way, when I tested it, where I created the listing 2 months and I just suppressed it, I had all my effectiveness went down 50% for me. But like I said in the podcast, sometimes it works when you suppress the listing after creation and you do that, set the launch date like 2 months in the future. I have seen that work. Yes. But for me personally, I mean, I ship stuff to my warehouse anyways. So regardless, so like to me, it makes like 0 sense for me to even try and take that chance that it might not work and have that effectiveness go down, because I'm sending it to my warehouse anyway. So like, why would I create the listing beforehand? We got Germany in the house. Good morning. Does search find buy from organic listing have more rank juice than search find buy from PPC? In my tests, no. In my test, it was fairly equal. Now, I only started testing that. I didn't start that from like day 1, like a year ago. I only started testing that like, about 5 months ago, but I did not see any like drastic increases if it was from organic. That being said, ideally, you want it to be from organic, just me personally, because I don't want to have to pay extra money. Like I'm already paying, for search find buy, and now I got to pay $2 a click. Like I don't, and then use up my budget, So I try not to do that unless it's absolutely necessary to go off of the PPC. Conversely, there might be people who have the theory that, I want to send PPC relevancy signals to Amazon. So I want my orders to come from PPC, and then maybe Amazon is going to lower my bid, or maybe Amazon will show me higher. Again, I'm not saying that I believe that, but I think that there are people who do that. So it's up to you. But either way, what bottom line is when people search, find, and buy your product, that's a good thing because that's what organically is happening in Amazon, whether it's from PPC or whether it's just from the organic search results. Italy in the house. Man, we've got 10 countries so far represented here. This is awesome. Greece in the house, 11 countries. Zubair says YouTube is streaming ahead of Facebook, so I jump ship. All right, so I guess the YouTube streaming. Anybody listening in on LinkedIn? I'm pretty sure we're live on LinkedIn right now too. Am I live on LinkedIn? On my LinkedIn, yeah. So guys, follow me on LinkedIn. Oh, by the way, sometimes I go live on my Instagram, so make sure to follow me on Instagram, H10 Bradley, H10 Bradley. I'll go live on there sometimes too, and on my LinkedIn. All right, how do we show who we are? So right above on Facebook in the description, wherever you're watching this, expand it out. And at the bottom, there should be a link that says streamyard.com/Facebook, something like that. Click on there and follow the instructions, and then we'll be able to see who you are so I can call you by name. I'm planning to start Amazon FBA here in Italy soon. I've got a 10,000 euro budget to start, and my goals are 3,000 euros a month net profit by the end of 2021. Do you think those goals are achieved realistically? And yes, what would your game plan? Well, I can't say that I've sold in Amazon Italy because I haven't. I've worked on accounts that sell in Amazon Italy, but I've never launched a private label product in Italy. So I'm not sure what kind of budgets there are. But here's the thing: regardless of which country you are in, regardless of what goals you are, you've already done a great step, which is having set goals. That is great. All right. So what now you can kind of narrow your product research. Like if you say you have this goal, 3,000 a month net profit by the end of 2021. In other words, what's that? 36,000 euros net profit. And if your target profit is like 20%, guess what? Now you have a target of what your total sales are going to have to be. All right. Now what you got to do is you got to work your way back. All right. Can you afford to launch? Do you want to launch a very heavy, amazing selling product that has more competition, or that's a higher price and just start with one and then, reinvest? Or do you want to diversify a little bit? Start with like 3 products that are, that make less money. And what you put as goals there, absolutely, is it doable? Is it guaranteed just because you have 10,000? What did you say? 10,000 euros to start? Yeah, just because you have 10,000 euros to start, does that mean you're going to reach your goals? No, I'll be realistic. You could have 100,000 euros. That doesn't guarantee you success. But you're already part of the way there. So that's great that you have the goals. Now just you got to work your way backward from December 2021 and make your roadmap, your game plan of how you're going to achieve that goal. Alina is in the house. So we have another country. This is Romania. Totally agree. These kind of launches are the ones that work these days. Lots of other keywords will get ranked, even ones you don't target, but have some relatedness. All right. I don't even know what she's referring to because I'm way behind in the in these questions here. All right, let's see. That's the 12th country we have represented today. I love this. Sheikh says, what's your bidding strategy for broad, phrase, and exact for a new launch? So again, yes, this is the exact strategy that I use for Maldives Honeymoon launches. Is I launch 3 campaigns, not phrase, it's broad, auto, and exact. So it depends on the niche. Now, if I did a PPC test listing on it, I already have got some data on what kind of cost per click I'm going to have when I launch. All right, that's part of the reason why I do the PPC test listing. It's not just to check, to validate the demand for my product and check the competition, but to see what kind of bids Amazon gives to a brand new listing for certain keywords. And then remember, when I do the PPC test listing, I also put those keywords on Boost in Keyword Tracker for my PPC test listing, so I can see throughout the day where am I showing up in sponsored ads. All right. So if I had a $2 PPC bid, I was getting a $2 cost per click for a certain keyword in my PPC test listing, and I look on my Keyword Tracker and I'm position 1, guess what? Now I know when I'm really going to launch my real product, that's my budget, or that's what my bid is going to be for that. It's going to be, I'm going to start at around $2 and then see where that takes me. So I just do, this is just something that I made up myself, but it's worked for me, is until I get more data on and start more campaigns, I just start really basic. What I do is I have my set keywords I'm trying to really rank for, like maybe 5 keywords or 10 keywords. Let's just say I do a dollar bid on those. I'll start with a dollar bid. Okay. Then that's my exact manual. My broad, which is the research campaign, all of this I create in ads, by the way, so that they all talk to each other. I do at half that, like at 50 cents. And then my auto at 25 cents. Now, I rarely have something that low. So that was a bad example. Usually it's like $4, $2, $1. But that's just until I start getting some traction. And then I'll start other campaigns that have higher bids. But that's just what I start with, so that the focus of my PPC is on those launch keywords. And then I have lower bids on the other ones, just so that I can start at least getting some other keywords that I can start bidding on that I might get conversions for. So that's just my personal strategy. That's not like quote unquote the right strategy. I just made that up. So that's just what I do. How to find out competitors, what keywords they're ranking for. Shabbat, that's Cerebro. So you go into Helium 10, you put your competitors ASIN into Cerebro and see where they're ranking for organically and in sponsored ads. All right, let's keep it going here. Mike's got a question. Oh, Mike, that's not really about the Maldives honeymoon. So I might make an article about that later, though, because other people have had that happen to them. But today we're just talking about the Maldives, like, and launch strategies today. Vojkan says, we're launching a test listing to test and gather data. How and when do you decide to quit the test listing? And if successful, do you repeat the whole process for a real listing with gathered data? So, yes. So I stop the test listing if I have enough data. Like usually I'm fine with like 4 to 6 days. And then I actually try and sell the products, because, test listings cost money. You got to buy those samples, right? You got to pay for all these clicks, right? That's money out the door. At the very least, I try and get my money back by selling the actual product. So a lot of times the products that I'm picking, guys, this is just my product research strategy. It's very different than like Kevin King or other people, because the things I do for Project 5K is very similar to like the coffin shelf, where there's zero competition. That's the kind of stuff I look for. So in those, what happens is the demand is so high that I put stuff for $100 and it'll sell out like in 2 days. But let's say there was one where it wasn't selling out that fast. That doesn't mean that, oh no, there's not enough demand. I'll just lower the price until I get to that price point where I can sell, just so I can get some money back. And then I just close the test listing. And then, yes, I use the data from there partially when I make my real ASIN. I'll put in some keywords that I discovered from there, and I'll also make some of those other keywords part of my launch. Facebook user is Aaron Biner. I know who's Aaron Biner, but there's multiple Facebook users here. Come on, Aaron Biner. You're a smart guy. You know how to click on that. Nani atte no, Aaron-san. Oh. Lazy desu ka? So desu ne. All right. Let's see. What other questions? Zubair says, in the Maldives podcast, you referenced closing a listing. Am I correct in assuming it's the same listing suppression you taught on Project X via removing the main image? I'm not sure what part of that you're talking to, but if I ever say close a listing, yes, you can just close it in Amazon. That's one way. All right. But there's also, you can, like we talked about in Project X, you can actually have it suppressed by removing that main image. Yes, those are two ways to kind of like shut down a listing. Peter says, caught up with your live broadcast. Could you recommend 3PLs to me? Peter, we're talking about launch here. We're talking about launch. But, check out Creative in California. They might be taking new people. Let's see. Oleg says, how many keywords do you focus on for each ASIN to get the Maldives honeymoon impact? If you're talking about today's strategy of when I launch, just those initial search, find, buy, or heavy PPC, like I said, I try and target between 2 and 5 keywords all at the same time in my initial launch, and then I'll do it all over again for another set of keywords if the niche demands that, like maybe 2 weeks later. France in the house, what's going on? Inventory already on the way to warehouse. If I have changed my listing with same detail, just got new, what? Just got, it's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I can't understand. You're trying to confuse me here, huh? So can it be linked with the inventory on the way to Amazon? If I change my listing with same detail, just got new ASIN and SKU, can it? Oh, okay. I see. I see what you mean. Now, when you say inventory on the way to the warehouse, do you mean it's inventory on the way to FBA or your own warehouse? Let me know. Because if it's on the way to Amazon already under a certain ASIN, I would not even try and touch it. There's different ways that people say, all right, we'll delete the ASIN and then create a new one and then make a case to Amazon that your inventory is stranded. And I would say don't even touch that. That's too dangerous. You're just asking for your inventory to be lost, in my opinion. I know people who have done it like that, but I wouldn't do it. So if you already have inventory going directly to Amazon, forget about that part of the Maldives honeymoon. Just go ahead and do what you can with the rest of it. All right. I wouldn't try and start from scratch at that point. Oh my goodness, we got more. Peter from China, another country, 14 countries, 15 countries. We have Egypt in the house. Oh, we got one LinkedIn person. All right. What? I can't even see LinkedIn names on here. Is there something on LinkedIn that allows me to see your name? That's interesting. Pakistan in the house. And now Aaron must have clicked it. Look at that. Aaron clicked the link. Good job, Aaron. All right. Gambata. Zubair says, I know you've tested the Maldives in the US. Have you heard of any success with this method in the UK? No, I have not heard of anybody doing it. But like you said, I would assume it's applicable across the board because usually everything ranking and PPC wise is usually the same, more or less the same across the board. So that would be an interesting case study in itself to try some of these methods in the UK or Germany or Japan, anywhere. Thank you so much for the answer, Bradley. You're the best. You are quite welcome. Tom says, hey, bro, I'm late. No worries. You can watch the replay. Celso, do you recommend other marketing beside PPC to help convert? For me, I don't. I'm not saying, okay, let me retract that. I don't not recommend it, but I just don't do other marketing because I don't have the time. So like I only have very limited time. And so all of the success that I have in the products, the case study products I do, Project X, Project 5K, Project whatever, is just like PPC. Now, if I had more time, I would do social media. I might do some Google ads, etc. But just me personally, I don't have the time to do that. Do you have a blog about PPC test listing strategies? Yes. So it's not necessarily a blog, but it's the whole episode. So go to YouTube. Well, you're on YouTube right now, Earth's Medicine, and type in Project X Helium 10. Go and watch episode 3 and 4. I believe it is. Episode 3 and 4 is where we talk about PPC test listing. I don't know what to do. I'm losing so much money. Mostly it's on storage. Should I recall it? Yeah, I mean, if your sales aren't high and you don't see it turning around anytime soon, especially now that Christmas is over, and you have a warehouse in the US, sure, pull it out. If it's costing you money, calculate the cost. Just keep in mind when you pull out inventory like that, a lot of times Amazon won't let you send it back for a certain amount of time, whether it's like 30 days or 60 days, or I forgot what it was. All right. So just keep that in mind that once you pull it out, you're stuck with whatever's left in Amazon. But if that's cheaper for you, if it's just completely broken and you can't figure out how to get your sales up and you're just like draining the money too much with your storage, yeah, go ahead and pull it out. Could Cerebro show you for which keywords which are not in their title your competitors are ranking? That would be interesting. Send that into Helium 10 as a feature suggestion. All right, feature suggestion. We have that in the tool somewhere. Somewhere in the tool we have like a place where you can give suggestions, or you can just send it in the chat. Aaron says, "Gomenasai." Gomenasai. All right. 大丈夫ですよ, Aaron-san. 大丈夫. All right. Let's see. Bradley, have you launched on all markets? Does your strategy change from market to market? No, I've only launched it in USA. Only USA. Would my strategy change in other markets? No. I mean, the only thing that changes it is just the volume. All right. And if I do something in USA and it's a 5,000 search volume keyword, in Canada, it's probably like 700 search volume. So I'm not going to do the same exact numbers that I would have done in USA. But would my general strategy be the same? Absolutely. Oleg says, thank you. No problem. Zubair says, what do you think of how the launch went for the first 3 episodes of Shingeki no Kyojin's final season? Yes, this is a launch related question and very, very important. 12 hours to go until episode 4. Mappa Studio is doing a very good job with this season. However, I'm just like kind of tired of seeing that world, the other world. I want to go back to the island so I can see what is Armin and my best girl Mikasa and Aaron Yeager doing. Or we kind of saw Aaron Yeager. Spoiler alert, but yeah. Good first 3 episodes. Can't wait for the next one in 12 hours. I'll always make an exception for anime talk. All right. Sofa King Rad. I'm trying to revive a listing. It used to do great, but I ignored it too much. Now I want to get it going again. Amazon has 26 units and I have around 300 at home. What would Bradley do? All right. So Sofa, this is what I would do. This is the steps that we kind of did you can use Maldives methodology here. All right. I would look back in history in your own sales. All right. When were you selling the most? All right. When were you selling the most? And hopefully, the keywords that have worked well for you. I'm hoping that you knew back then. All right. So then what I would do is I would check those keywords in Keyword Tracker, the historical rankings of all your keywords, and then look back on that like month of time or weeks of time where you were selling the most back in the day, whether it's 6 months ago or a year ago. You should have that information right there in your Keyword Tracker. And then which of those keywords were you like top 5 for, and now you are not top 5? That is the keywords that I would try and build a relaunch on, and then try and do like some search, find, buy, heavy PPC to build it up. Now, that's only if, and obviously I can't tell you this because I don't know your product, which is fine. That's only if you were ideally still competitive, meaning that you don't have like only 3 stars of reviews now. Everybody else doesn't have 10 times as many reviews as you. People are not priced $10 less than you. As long as you've got a good listing compared to the competition, your images are still good. You've got decent number of reviews. The reviews are high. All right. Your price point is right there with your competition. Maybe it's just like you just neglected it. All right. If that's just the reason, I would try and do a relaunch. But if the reason why your sales are down is because you're priced at $30 and everybody else is priced at 15, well, a relaunch is not going to do much for you. All right. So that's like my 1-minute answer. There's obviously a lot more factors that go, but I hope that helps. Aaron says, I asked the FBM question as FB user. All right. Fulfilled by user. No. All right. Let's see how to make my name appear. All right. If you're watching on Facebook, so where you're watching above or below, there should be the description where I say what this episode is about or something like that. Click on expand or show more. And at the very bottom of it, there should be a link. If you can't find it, just go to this in your browser, streamyard.com/Facebook, I think it is. And it'll ask if it gives you the right so I can see your name. Mohammed says, what is the best ranking strategy for me? That is the Maldives Honeymoon. It's almost as if I paid him to say that, to ask that question. Maldives Honeymoon ranking strategy. Nick says, I know your passion is launching, but I'd love to see more product research. I've watched Project X 3 times, but still don't find anything cool on Pinterest. Oh man, Nick stuff. Like I'm still finding something. That product that I showed you guys a screenshot at the beginning of this episode of getting the page 1, position 1 on 5,000 search volume keyword in only 3 days. I originally found that on Etsy or Pinterest or both, actually. So There's still opportunity out there, guys. How do you chase reviews after sales? Early reviewer program, Vine, and using and or using not or I mean definitely and using follow up from Helium 10. Would you try and start a new launch in the beginning of the year when many people have a holiday, or is it best to wait to normal? Yeah, I mean, if I have a product ready, I'm gonna go ahead and launch it. I'm not holding back for anything. Matter of fact, I'm planning 3 launches, 3 more Project 5K products in January that I'm super upset on because I should have had them in November, but the shipping time and everything else, I miscalculated badly, and so it was delayed. Otherwise, I would have launched it in November or December. So yeah, I'm launching 3 products in January. So absolutely. Now, would you launch in January a you know, I don't know, a tank top, for summer, wear? Probably not. I'm gonna wait until summer for that. But if it's kind of like a product that's not seasonal, absolutely, I'll launch it in January. If what you're saying is true, that the search volume goes way down, it's actually will make the launch even cheaper to launch in January than other times. Earth's Medicine says you bumped up your awesomeness with that Shingeki no Kyojin shout out. Haven't listened to the Maldives podcast. What is the Maldives honeymoon launch strategies? All right. That we've been doing that every day for this week, and we're gonna do it for 3 days more until the end of the year. But if you want to just have it all in like 50 minutes, just go to if you Earth's Medicine, if you have an Apple iPhone, can't even think right now. If you've got an iPhone, go to Apple Podcasts and look for Serious Sellers Podcast. Listen to episode 200. If you've got a Android, go to Spotify and go to Serious Sellers Podcast and look for episode 200 called The Maldives. Zubair says, do you mind being DM'd on Instagram? Hopefully I haven't annoyed you into silence. I have probably like 125 unread still. So sometimes myself or my assistant will get to those. But yeah, Mel is on vacation right now, so we haven't had a chance to get to our DMs in like a couple of weeks. When it comes to titles, what percentage should be keywords? Should you take up as much as possible or just enough and not use every character? Celso, take a look at 2 days ago and yesterday's videos, the live. Celso, you're watching this on Facebook. So wherever you're watching this right now, if you're on the Helium 10 page or the Helium 10 members or FBA high rollers, look back at my other live videos. I answered that, and I actually showed an example of that exact question yesterday. All right, guys, that's all the time we have for questions today. Again, this was brought to you in part by our 2 specials we have for brand new members to Helium 10 or people who only have a la carte or free accounts. You can get 25% off 2 months plus 2 months of Freedom Ticket Extra, which costs $77 a month. That's a total value of $200 in extra bonuses. And you can sign up and only until the end of December 31st, h10.me/buy 2020. h10.me/buy 2020. There's an extra bonus that I'm throwing on to anybody who is watching this. And guys, don't think that you can go cancel your membership and try and start a new one just to take advantage of this, where we track IP addresses and stuff like that. Now, if you're going to be crazy and like order another membership or something just to get this, well, that's on you, but I would not suggest doing that. There'll be other opportunities. But anyways, the 2 bonuses options that you have for that, for people who have listened to this on the live, once you get to February 1st in your second month, reach out to customer service and you can have one of 2 things. That's either my personal sourcing agent in China of who gets all of my products, or number 2, you would be able to get a one-on-one consultation with Karen on your existing Amazon listing. Like you sell on Amazon already, she's a listing expert. You want her to give you some feedback, give you some pointers on your listing. She will do that for you. You have a choice. The other plan that we have available, again, Bradley 10, only for 100% brand new Amazon sellers. You've never sold on Amazon, don't have a Helium 10 account. Even if you signed up 3 weeks ago, you don't qualify. Unfortunately, you qualify for the other one. This is a very specific thing we want to make completely fresh. Who has not like seen our videos and stuff like that. We're looking for 50 to 100 people. You just sign up with this code Bradley. Where's my finger? Bradley 10. All right, it's 10% off, and it's going to be a kind of like an on ramp strategy for 60 days. We're going to be trying to get these 50 to 100 people to order their first product on Amazon. So we're going to have different challenges along the way where it's like, hey, after 14 days, you need to have your Seller Central account. If you do it, you get a free Helium 10 t-shirt. After 21 days, you need to submit for review, like, 5 product ideas that you found using our methods, and we'll let you know on that. And then you get like a free month of Helium 10. And then if you order your product within the 60 days, then you get like another bonus. But it's just kind of like a way to get motivation and kind of like hand holding to kind of help you get successful. It's like a trial thing that we're doing for a very specific kind of audience. And then we're going to see how it works. And maybe we'll open it up later to others. But those are the 2 different specials. We have Bradley 10 or the Buy 2020. So let me just sign off here. Any other questions here? Sid's learning Helium 10 is enough for becoming a virtual assistant. It definitely helps. Definitely helps. Absolutely. Product inserts with requests for review. I wouldn't do that. I never put requests for review on inserts. That's just me. Other people do it, but I'm just like super careful with that. I just stick with the follow up. What time is the next episode? I have no idea. So tomorrow, I mean, right now I did this at 12:30 a.m. So tomorrow I might want to hit a different audience. So maybe I'll do it like in the early morning for people who didn't get to see this live because of the time. All right. Thank you very, very much. I appreciate you guys joining from 16 different countries today. We will see you guys tomorrow for day 5. Bye-bye. Have a great night.